welcome back to Grow with the Chicken Lady. My name's Angela. I'm located in central Mississippi, growing zone 8B. And today I thought we'd just have a little bit of a chat and plant some strawberry bare roots while we're at it. Um, I'll bring you in so you can kind of see what I'm doing to begin with. I'm going to be planting these out in my green stalk. So let me get you set up there. Yeah, hope you can see that. Yeah, you can. So I've already kind of gone through. My soil isn't compacted. I use the Kellogg's potting mix, and what I do is I get two of the 2 cubic bags and add in a half a bag of black cow compost and mix them together. And I also add in some berry tone, which is fertilizer for strawberries or any kind of berries really. And I add all that in before I start filling these up. On my top level up here, you'll see I have onions. These are just bulbing onions, but all of the other levels below, I'm going to go ahead and put bare root strawberries in. So it's not compacted, but I just like to fluff it up just a little bit because, hey, why not? So I'm just digging a little bit of a hole. Make sure you get it deep enough because strawberry roots are really, some are big, some are small, so it really depends. I know these strawberry bare roots, like this, I got these from Haas Tool. They actually came in the mail today. So I'm going to go ahead and get them planted out. And you can see they have some growth going on already. The crown is hard. I'm squeezing it with my fingers. The crown's hard and good. So nothing's dead on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and pull off that dead leaf though. That's the one thing that was dead, the leaf. So my roots look good. And these are, what variety are these? These are Flavorfest. I believe they are a Everbearing, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the one I got. Because I also ordered some Chandler bare roots, and my Chandler bare roots I got from Rain Tree, and those are June bearing. The thing with strawberries is that um, they come in several different varieties, but they also come in what they call everbearing or June bearing. I believe there is one more, but it's almost the same thing as an everbearing. Uh, so everbearing means basically that it can forever or throughout the season bear fruit. On June bearing, they will grow and pretty much put all the fruit on at one time around June. I like to have a little bit of both in my garden. I have 3 green stalks that have Chandler in them, which is the June bearing, and then I have 2 green stalks that will have Ozark and this Flavorfest. Those are my everbearings, but then I also have Ozark and Ozark. Yeah, I have Ozark in in one of my beds over there, and then I just kind of have strawberries spread throughout because between myself, my kids, my family, we love strawberries, so we come out and just grab them right off the vine. We're not too much of like jam and stuff like that. We don't eat too much of that. I mean, I know how to make it and can it and all that, but we really don't eat a lot of jelly and jam and things. So we prefer fresh fruit, fresh veggies. We try to eat more with the seasons. And so you can know kind of what I'm doing is I have a longer shovel here, a hand shovel. I'm taking and I'm digging it down about that deep. So that way I can know my roots are going down pretty deep into the bottom of there. I just like to give them plenty of room, especially in these deeper pocket ones. Um, Green stalk does make a shallow pocket or like a leaf planter, and these are the original deep pockets. And me myself, that's what I prefer. So I tuck my roots down in there, and then just hold your crown outside of the soil and then tuck back in around it, almost like you tucking a little baby into bed and you don't want to cover its head up. So that's how that will. And what I'll do is I'm going to come back. I have some straw here that I'll come back and I'll mulch around this, and then we'll give it a good watering again. So, um, so I wonder how did everybody's gardens come out? I know we were in our fake spring, I guess you could say, and then all of a sudden we had a little bit of a freeze come through. I know in here in Mississippi we got down to 28 the other night. What was it, Monday? No, Tuesday. Monday night or Tuesday night. It was one of them. I don't remember. I've had a lot happen since then. So, and I'm in my 40s. My memory isn't the best. So, but anyway, so we had that freeze. Did anybody plant anything out that they lost? I can say that my only casualty, I guess you could say, is my sweet corn. They were up and they were looking good. They were pretty, doing just great. The freeze came, knocked them all the way back. I just figured there was no chance, so I just pulled them up and replanted just because I didn't want to deal with it. They may have coming back, they may have came back, and they may not have, but I didn't want to wait. So I had extra seed, so I just said, forget it. I'm gonna replant. Surprisingly, my potatoes did really well. I did cover them. I just used I don't use like frost cloth or any of that stuff. I just got a really good deal on some white sheets off of Amazon, and I used those to cover them up. I had some arches that I had put into the ground and covered over them and clipped them onto the arches, and that's what I used as my covers. I covered the corn, but like I said, it didn't do too great. My gem corn, though, that was just the sweet corn. The gem corn did really, really well, surprisingly. I was actually shocked because I thought that it would die, but it didn't. It's kicking and surviving. And but my sweet corn, it said no, not today, Angela. We're just not going to do this. So, but it's okay. Like I said, I had plenty of seeds, so we just well, not we. It was me because I'm the one that did it. I said, I'm gonna forget it, just pull it up and start over. And then before I did do that, I did ask my husband about it. He's grown corn for many, many years. Where he is originally from, that's one of their main things that his family did was grow corn and crops and stuff like that. And I did ask him about it beforehand and asked him what he thought, and he said it was a goner for him. So it would be best just to replant anyway. So I took his advice. So I just pulled it up, replanted. The only other, not really a casualty, I guess you could say, because it had come back, is my chayote or my mirliton plant. That's this right here, this right here, and that one over there. They were beautiful, tall, beautiful plants. I had them covered. I put them in a 5-gallon bucket, had them covered with sheets. The frost just got to them and killed all the greenery back. The good thing with those is the roots did not freeze. So since the roots did not freeze, the plant is coming back, and where it is going into the ground, it's already actually starting to shoot back up. So I know that one's coming back, so I'm not worried about it. But my potatoes did really well. Other than that, I had some sunflowers that were out here that I thought that they would have died. I mean, I covered them with those little domes that you can get from like the Dollar Tree. I covered them with those, and they worked really well. There's, I don't know if you can see it, but there's one right there. So that's two of them there. They did really well. They popped right back up and are living their best life. So not worried with them. Um, what else did I have? My strawberries made it through just fine. My garlic did good. My broccoli's good. My cabbage, the leaves of my cabbage kind of burned back a little bit. Not too much. It's just those big outer leaves burned back some. My celery, carrots, that stuff that I left out here, some of my herbs, my kale, my parsley, some lettuce, some bachelor buttons, the flowers that I left out here. All that stuff did really great. Unfortunately, my calendula, it didn't die. That's the good thing. It did burn the leaves, which calendula is a cold hardy plant. So it didn't die back. It just burnt the leaves pretty bad. So those will come back really quick. I'm going to be fertilizing everything on Saturday. So that's why I'm not really messing with them or worried about them today. So I'm just going to be fertilizing everything on Saturday, giving it all a good wake up. That way, to give it a couple of days to kind of get used to, hey, these temperatures soaring back up into the 80s, and then it'll get a nice boost from the fertilization that I'm going to do. So, not worried about those. My chicory did really well. I've never grown chicory before, the so that's doing great. My dahlias that I planted over in my patio area, um, the tops of them kind of died back, but they've already died back once where they sprouted out. We had 80-degree days for like a week. Then we got down to right at the 30s and they died back, and was like, nope, Angela, I'm not going to do this. So I know those will come back. I'm not worried about those because those are tubers that are in the ground. Um, my iris, my bearded iris, is shooting up new leaves and is doing great. It didn't die back. My ranunculus, the dianthus, the lilies, all that stuff that I have planted off over there, all of it did really, really well. Oh, and I got a new satsuma tree that I put into the ground. The paper, the little label on it said that it's supposed to be cold hardy down to 25 degrees, but I don't really listen to those. So it said 25 degrees. I covered it with some greenhouse plastic, and then I used a what do you call it? The red heat lamps, like what you use in a brooder. I used one of those on it, kept it far enough away to where it didn't burn the tree, but that saved that tree tremendously. I also did the same thing with my key lime, and it saved my key lime because the 28 would have killed my key lime tree, and my key lime is in the ground. It's actually up by my house up there. It's on a south facing wall, but at the same time, like I said, I didn't want to risk it. So I covered it, put the light on it, and now I know what I'm going to do next year whenever the freeze or something happens or comes around. Because I thought I had lost my key lime, but in the end I didn't, which I was really happy. But I think I might have lost my Meyer lemon that I have that's in a big concrete pot over there, which I actually ended up buying a new Meyer lemon. I ended up trying to go with the improved Meyer lemon just to see what the difference is. I think off of that old Meyer lemon, the one I think has died back, I think I may have gotten like 2 lemons off of it. But this new improved Meyer lemon, it's in a pot, and I brought it into my greenhouse during the freeze. So it actually has little fruits all over it. It's covered in little fruits. So I'm not worried about it. And then all my fruit trees that have bloomed and budded out, to be honest with those, I just say whatever happens, happens. If I get something off of it, I'll be appreciative of it. God knows best and God controls the weather. So it's Mother Nature for a reason, and God controls Mother Nature. And if He wants you to have it, you're going to have it. And if He doesn't, He said, we'll go for it next year. So sometimes that's the way it goes. That's the way life is in general. Life throws you curveballs, I guess you could say. And not all the curveballs are great, but the curveballs do give you a lesson. And hopefully everybody learns from the lessons that you get. I know life has thrown me several curveballs. Um, I don't think I've talked very much about myself on here or told anything about myself, but I am a mother. I have five wonderful children, four boys and one girl. My boys, I mean, all my kids are on the older side. The oldest one is 25, no, yeah, 24, 24, 24, I believe. 24. No, hold on. Oh my God, I don't even know how old my child is. That's how long it's been. He is 20, it's 2016. Yep, that's what, he is 24. That's right. He will be 25 this year. Okay. So he is 25. The oldest one's 25. The next one down is 20. I mean, he's 24. The girl, I have one girl. She's this number two. She is 23. The next boy is 21. He just turned 21 back at the beginning of this month. The next boy is 19 and the baby is 18. He graduates high school this year. He's the last one to graduate. So this will be my last go around with graduation, which I'm like yay for. And he's going to be the last one going into college. So I have the oldest one should be graduating from college soon, which I am very happy for. But like I said, life dealing with five kids, working full time. Um, Not too many people know. Some that know me like really really well. But my daughter is she's number two. She's 23, but she's special needs. She has a severe form of epilepsy, so she is one of the reasons that I kind of got into gardening. Um, she was diagnosed with epilepsy when she was 4 months old, and trying to be a full, trying to be a parent to a special needs child and work full time and have everything else going with four active boys is not the easiest thing in the world. I can't, that did not do how I wanted it to do. Anyway, sorry about that. But like I said, trying to run with four active boys. My husband was working full time. I was at the beginning. I was not working full time, but I eventually started working full time. I wanted to concentrate on being a full time mother when they were younger. Um, so I eventually started working, but like I said, trying to run with four active boys, two that was in the band in school, and two that played sports. I mean, it did become a little bit of a chore, and it was very hard. And like I told you a little while ago, I mean, you got to have faith in something. And so I really put a lot of faith in God and figured, hey, He gives you something that He does not give you anything that He don't think you can handle. So that's the way I looked at my life. That's the way I continue to look at my life. That I have everything that I need. I have everything that I want. What more could I kind of ask for? If I could get it, I'd pray for her to be whole again and healthy and happy. But I've kind of come to terms with that, so I'm not so much into that anymore. I mean, it is what it is. We've made it this far with my daughter. I love her dearly, and like I said, she is one of the reasons that I got into gardening. Um, she was put on a diet of more fresh foods and things like that. So she's one of the reasons that I started doing this so that I could grow fresh fruit, and vegetables and know where everything was coming from for our family. Just to be a little healthier, to be a little happier, to know what was going inside of her. Because, of course, she already had all of her medical issues. So I wanted to make sure I was doing the best. Well, I was still doing the best for her. So that's one of the reasons I got into gardening all those years ago, and it's just kind of progressed from there. So I can't say that I'm not happy with where I'm at and what I've accomplished in life, that's for sure. But anyway, so, you'll know whenever I'm out in the garden, if I'm not listening to something or if I'm recording myself, I just tend to ramble sometimes and stuff. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's others out there that are like that. But if you have a special needs child and stuff, what do you do that's special for that child? Do you maybe bring them out to the garden with you to garden? Because I know on cool afternoons, not today, but because she's taking a nap right now, but usually in the afternoons, I try not to record anything. I try not to really do too much in the garden because I like to bring her outside with me. Just I want it to be cool because heat is one of the triggers for her seizures. So I try to bring her out in the afternoons and have her out here and just have her involved in helping me as much as possible. I will try to record one of those little sessions that we do. I ain't gonna promise anything, but I'll try to. I mean, cause she's a sweet, loving girl, so if she may let me, she may not. We'll have to see what happens with that one. So, but she's something else, and believe it or not, she may be special needs, but she keeps them brothers of hers in check. So, alrighty, um, short shortness. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up planting these strawberry bare roots into this planter. And then what I'm going to do is I will bring you back with me when I am going to finish out planting them over in our Dollar Tree stackable that we put together. I've got it, I moved it from my porch and moved it out here to my garden area, just because like, we're fixing to take up the flooring on our porch. So I was like, let me just pull it out here. So it's out here, and I'm going to put strawberries in it as well. So I will bring you right back whenever I'm going to be doing that one because I actually need to add fertilizer to that one as I go. So I will bring you back for that. Alrighty, guys, I got my uh, white green stalk planted out and got the uh, soil covered with straw. Well, got it mulched with straw. So now what I'm gonna do, y'all, I have this standing up on a bucket. That's why it's so high. But it has bricks that are in the ground, and then I stick the pole in between the bricks. There's a little slit in between it, and this how this stays right here. I'll show you after I'm done how I got it set up. But just to make it higher for me. So the first thing I'm gonna do is again, I just like to fluffen up my soil here. So just a little bit. And you can see I haven't done anything with this since I've made it. So y'all see how easy this thing turns. I just love it. And it drains really well too. It's kind of dry right now because I haven't, there's nothing in it. So I hadn't really been watering it. And throw the big pieces out. I hadn't really been watering it or anything like that. So, but hang these big old pieces. Um, but like I said, what I'm gonna do is some of the strawberries that I have left over, I'm going to plant them in here. But the first thing I need to do is I have to amend the soil. It already has a granulated fertilizer that I added into it whenever I first put the soil in here. Well, after that video, when I put the soil in here, when it was still up on the porch, I added granulated fertilizer to it to amend the soil. But right now, since I'm planting berries or strawberries in here, this is what I use uh, to fertilize my berries. It works really, really well. This is my second year using this, so it works really, really well. So I've been very pleased with this. So I add a little bit across the top, and then a little bit in each little pocket. There we go. Y'all see how easy this thing turns. Like I said, it does even better on the bricks or the planks that I have down there. So It does really well spinning. And I know in the video of making this, the the spinner that I have down there is only one version of it that you can use. That was just what my Dollar Tree had. They do have other ones, or if you want to splurge and go out to Walmart and get a little bit better one, you can definitely do that because they do have some that don't have the lip like this one does and sits more flush. Actually, I'm thinking about changing that one out and getting that and have it just flush on top of it, but that'll be another day. And then I've also decided I'm gonna go get some more of these and probably stack this a little taller on this pole. So now I'm just gonna work it in. Just work my the food down into there, just in each little pocket. Just kind of do like that to work it in there. Work that food down into the soil, and then I'm just gonna do same thing I did on my green stalk, but with this I'm just gonna more or less use my hands as opposed to using the little shovel, just because I'm gonna take it, dig it down in there, and then kind of do a little trench to the side for my roots, and then cover back over. Well, hang on it. There we go. Trying to get that crown down in there some more. There we go. And that's all I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna dig another little trench right here, because strawberries do have long roots, but at the same time, a lot of the nutrition that they get comes from the shallower roots that are nearer to the plant. So I mean, you can see how long those roots are. So that's longer than what my potty is. But by the time they fan out and do their thing, it ain't gonna be as bad. So, all right, my crown is up. That one's good. And then for the next couple days, I'll actually need to water this just a little bit more than I would my others, just because they are shallower. The pockets are so, but I'm not worried about that because I'm gonna mulch them also. Sorry, y'all, I have to open the other pack. I got 2 packs of the Flavor Fest when I ordered. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 25 in each bundle. So, which is going to be more than enough for me. So, because I'm actually going to end up having to plant some out into some of my beds because of that. So, because all those green stalks over there are full. This one's going to be full. That one's full. The one that you're leaning up against right now is full. I have strawberries everywhere. So, which I'm very happy for because I love strawberries. And then I noticed today that my blueberries that are sitting right there that are in the ground, they're starting to bud now. So I'm real happy for that. Let's see. Just pick some of the smaller ones with some of the smaller roots. And then just cover it back over. And then what I'm going to do is when I'm done, I'm going to show you how I mulch this. So let me finish planting these out in this. I'm going to do just like that, planting all 4 tiers the same. And I'll bring you right back once I'm done and we'll mulch it together. Alrighty, got them all planted out. So now to mulch them, I just have a bag of straw. I'm just going to take some straw and just sprinkle it all around them. Get a nice thick layer of it. Because what this will do, this will help hold moisture in So that way, it's another way to prevent myself from having to water so often with this. So let's see here. Do the same thing in each little individual pocket. Just tucking it around. Almost as if it was a little baby. And tucking it in bed. I know that's just a wonderful analogy to use, but some days that's what it feels like. You just gotta tuck your little plant babies in. So, and if you've gardened for a while, I'm sure that you've called them your babies at some point or another. I'm just doing that all the way around. Let's see. Make sure it's got a nice heavy mulch on it. Yeah, I love having this pipe on here. Well, it's not a pipe, it's an old tomato stake. So I don't use it for tomatoes. I have always used it for stalking up sunflowers or something like that if their stalks are a little on the flimsy side. Never used them for tomatoes though, which is odd. But well, it's not really odd because I have cattle panel trellises that I put tomatoes on. That's what I've always used for tomatoes. So, because I wouldn't believe it, a lot of these cattle panel trellises that I have are probably 10 years old, if not older than that. So I've had to replace the T-post, and when I retire a cattle panel trellis, I always end up using it for something else. So, but there, that's it. It is now done, set to go. So I'm gonna pull this off there and try to find my center so I can there it is, push my pipe down. So I'll push that down into the ground. That'll keep it steady, and it spins on the bricks that are right there. So that's what it looks like all done. And then, like I said, I think that I'm going to end up getting some more of these because I really do like them. So that's all for today. If you've learned something, you enjoy the content, please subscribe, like, share the videos. I appreciate any comments anybody has. If you just want to chat, let's talk about our children, anything like that, go ahead. Leave me a comment. Y'all have a good one.